air. Gold bells shining, they all dare. Tougher, fists held high. Warriors fight till the night says die. FWE, where battles divine. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. FWE, where battles define. Every broken bone, all by design. Chained to the thrill, they let it be. This ain't a game, it's FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE. Oh, FWE, FWE.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Fantasy Wrestling Entertainment Fantasy Dome for tonight's episode of FWE Extra. I'm Seth Cole, alongside of the Tri-Wizard Champion, my colleague Jack Mitchell. Jack, less than a month away from FWE Fallout, off the heels of Paramount, and I gotta tell you, as we had that big fight feel when we approached the Showcase of the Immortals, it just seems like when we get closer to each one of these PLEs, the intensity seems to ramp up.
Absolutely, and I mean, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You saw what happened at the end of last week's full-length episode. I've got a lot on my mind right now, let's just say that.
Certainly can understand that. We'll be talking a little bit more about everything that took place here this past Thursday night, but we now focus a little bit on the United States Championship. It was 1 week ago that we established that Ernie the Keebler Elf is now the new #1 contender for that belt around the waist of Matt McIntyre. We've already well documented the previous rivalry between the two. Looks like we're gonna either continue that story, maybe write a new chapter. Tonight he's hoping that his colleague Michael Norman can take Ernie the Elf down a peg or two.
It'll be a very interesting matchup, to say the least, Ernie obviously trying to get momentum back in his favor after losing to yours truly at Paramount, but then Michael Norman, something to keep an eye on as well. It feels like the momentum is kind of back in his favor, too.
And his opponent, from parts unknown, weighing in at 103 pounds, Eerie!
As you alluded to, unsuccessful in gaining the Tri-Wizard Championship from yourself at the big one, Paramount, now with an opportunity to hold singles gold still here in FW for the very first time. If he can get that United States Championship, which we understand that matchup will take place on January 3rd, the very first episode of FWE for the new year of 2026, Saturday night at Springfield, the second rendition of Saturday night at Springfield. These two going to be taking each other on with that belt hanging in the balance. We also need to remember as well, it was just a few short days ago here Thursday night, Michael Norman and Matt McIntyre, they were in action in that fatal four-way eliminator match to try and beat the #1 contender for the tag team titles. Both of them were eliminated by Cole Eastwood, now of the Rockers, formerly of the Family. So a big reason why we have this title match between Ernie and Matt taking place as late as it's going to be next year is because the FWE Commissioner Woody is giving a little bit of time here for the Family and the former members of the Family to sort out their business.
We'll probably see that business sorted out within the next few weeks, maybe at our PLE. There's a lot going on with the Family right now, obviously trying to hold on to some of their championship gold with what Matt McIntyre has, but you got to deal with what's in front of you right now.
You know firsthand what Ernie can bring to the table inside of the ring. This will be the first time that Michael Norman and Ernie have squared off. Matt McIntyre obviously well knows what Ernie can bring to the table as well. They've been in multiple different types of matchups, including an ambulance match, which ended up being how Matt was able to get Ernie indefinitely suspended back in the early days of FWE.
Kind of crazy to think about the story that Ernie's gone through because he had that suspension to winning the Royal Rumble match.
Headlined our WrestleMania at Paramount, and now with an opportunity here to be in the United States Championship picture as Michael right out of the gate has Ernie down.
I mean, both men in this matchup have been in the headlines throughout FWE so far. We talked a lot about Ernie. We talked a lot about Michael Norman and what's gone on with him and the Family. So These two are definitely no strangers to the business and no strangers to the underhanded tactics. And as I mentioned, that Matt McIntyre just tossed a steel chair into the ring.
Yeah, this is definitely not a no disqualification matchup. I'm not sure what the chair was put in there for. Maybe a distraction there. You saw referee Ernest Wright disposing of it. Maybe give Michael an opportunity to hit some kind of a cheap shot while the referee's not looking.
Michael has Ernie down, and he's going to try and do everything he can to gain the upper hand early in this matchup. Another big shot to the head.
Yeah, discus forearm there by Michael Norman. Ooh. Big boot right to the forehead. And again, another knee driven right into the side of the head as here comes the cover by Michael Norman, trying to put Ernie away early, and they're going to get just a 1 count.
Michael targeting the head area so far on Ernie.
I believe one of those knees may have actually busted Ernie open there around the left eye. You certainly think that's going to be a target for Michael the remainder of this matchup. Little showboating there by Michael, and thought Ernie might take advantage of that, but look at Michael just shove Ernie off.
Matt throwing off one of the top turnbuckle pads. Something we've seen him do quite a bit. There's another discus forearm. Ernie back to his feet though, nice.
Big Hurricane Rana. Could that be the move Ernie needs to turn this momentum around here against Michael Norman? Oh, almost got Irish whipped into that exposed turnbuckle, did Michael, but off the ropes, drop kick by Ernie. And now up and over with the clothesline, Michael to the outside.
Ernie really good at sending people up and over the top rope to ringside. I mean, we've seen him win the Royal Rumble, so that's nothing new.
Fireman's carry onto the floor there. Big kick. Notice Matt McIntyre kind of surprised he's giving a wide berth here to Ernie. You'd think he'd be pretty tempted to involve himself in some way, specifically with it being Ernie on the other side.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got it. I don't know how he's keeping it together and like remembering that it would disqualify someone in the matchup if he were to interfere and make that attack.
Referee at a count of 7. Could Ernie maybe get a count-out victory here against Michael? Count of 8.
A little bit of time to get to his feet.
And he'll get in just before referee counted 9. Ernie now might be setting up for a little high-flying offense, top rope arm drag.
Down goes Michael. Ernie trying to take full advantage of that momentum.
Referee, I think, just noticed that exposed turnbuckle, and it may cost Ernie. Cover is in. 2, 3. That might have been 3 if the referee had seen it.
I feel like he might have kicked out just at a 2.9. We don't know for sure because Ernest Wright didn't even notice what was going on there. Michael was able to kick out either way before 3 by our count at least.
Obviously, as we've documented, a lot still going on inside the confines of the family and the former family members. Is nice slam there. Ernie going to kick out before even a 1 count, but you know, you got to wonder here in this matchup if Ernie's able to pick up a pinfall or submission victory on Michael Norman. What does this do for the psyche of Matt McIntyre?
I have no idea. I mean, that's already probably pretty phased of the fact that he's going to have to fight Ernie for that title once again, so that result certainly would not do him any favors. There's a nice scoop slam by Michael. You know, I got to give these guys credit because we talk about the underhanded tactics quite a lot from these two, but at the very least, they know what it takes to get it done inside the ring.
They do indeed. Oh, big lariat clothesline there from Michael. That could be it. Turned Ernie inside out, covers in, and a kick out at 2.
Michael setting up for an attack here, setting up for a submission. Our referee does not notice, though, still repairing that top turnbuckle.
That's the rear naked choke. If Ernie taps out, wouldn't matter. Referee doesn't see it. Able to fight out of it regardless.
Matt McIntyre is the one who keeps ripping that top turnbuckle pad off, and it almost cost him.
I think he might have been thinking about going up and doing it again, but the referee was right there. Ernie
up
top, beautiful moonsault. Going for another one off the top rope, springboard, cover in. Is this gonna do it? Oh, a kick out at 1.
Man, Michael having just enough wherewithal to kick out at one. Ernie had a lot of ground to cover on that last moonsault. Still made it work. Now going to knock Michael to the outside.
Big spear, and now you go to the outside here. You got to think that you might want to keep it inside of the ring just in case Matt McIntyre wants to get involved. Though granted, he's over on the other side of the ring, so maybe kind of smart. And now Ernie removing the top turnbuckle on this side.
The underhanded tactics in full display here. Look at Matt on the other side, going to do it again.
That turnbuckle does have a pad as Ernie's face driven into it. Kick to the gut as Michael was potentially setting up for more damage in the corner. Misses the drop kick though off the springboard.
Ernie going for that spinning head scissors will get Michael down.
Standing moonsault cover and
Covers it.
referee sees it.
Just noticed.
Kick out at one.
Oh, man. Ernest Wright got done repairing that top turnbuckle just in time to notice the cover, but Michael
hold
still
it!
kicked out.
Float over cutter by Ernie. Cover on Michael, and Ernie picks up the victory.
Win, upset win for Ernie. That's bad momentum for the family going into our next PLE at Fallout. We'll have to see what comes of this in the future.
Absolutely. Big win for the #1 contender for the United States Championship. And up next, it's the Hero of China Fighting Female Championship on the line. 10-pack Eliminator Gauntlet match here on FWE Extra.
Fall out in the air, breathing poison everywhere. Fall out, can't escape. We built a fire now, feel its weight.
The following contest is a gauntlet eliminator match. The rules of the match are as follows. 2 superstars will start in the ring. At regular intervals, a new superstar enters the match. Eliminations can occur by pinfall or submission. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner!
First time ever that the Female Fighting Championship will be defended in this type of a matchup. In some ways similar to a Royal Rumble in the fact you don't want to be coming in here in the early going, and it looks like a former Women's World Champion will be kicking this off.
Deville, one of the unfortunate souls to draw #1. I'm making a reference to a completely different Disney character there, but you get the idea. It's still the same thing because you don't want to be coming into this match at #1 or #2.
You may be able to use that reference later on. I believe Ursula is in this gauntlet match. We just don't know when she's going to enter. Of course, Yzma, the defending champion, coming into this matchup. We'll have to see where she gets a draw as well. Certainly if she has an early number, the odds are not in her favor, but who knows? She may have lucked out, may have drawn a late number, maybe coming in 9 or 10, increasing her odds of retaining the title.
And of course, so when it comes to the Female Fighting Championship, the whole idea is it's one versus all. That's what the championship was originally known as, and the intent is still there.
Richmond, Virginia, Awesome
If I'm not mistaken, I believe the last time that we saw Autumn Brooks, you'd have to go back to Mortal Kombat when she teamed with Jessica Shelton to fight for the tag team titles. Opportunity here tonight to maybe claim the Female Fighting Championship, but the odds are certainly not in favor of either Cruella DeVille or Autumn Brooke. They're going to have to, pun intended, run the gauntlet here tonight. And I think one of the biggest things that I saw there when our ring announcer, Mike Rome, was giving the rules was the interval that there's going to be between entries. 3 minutes. That's an awfully long time that you're going to be locked up with somebody before a fresh body comes in.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring endurance into the game as well. These competitors are going to have to try and outlast each other for as long as they possibly can. We have seen Autumn appearing in FWE. We saw her at Paramount ringside alongside Jessica Shelton when she won the hardcore title in that matchup. Now Autumn returns to the ring.
Cruella de Vil, the inaugural Women's World Champion of the Galaxy. Autumn Brooks, the #1 contender twice for that belt. Back at Paramount as well as at Saturday night at Springfield. I'm sorry, Royal Brawl and Saturday night at Springfield. Unsuccessful in both counts. Both these women here know there's going to be 8 other competitors coming out from behind that curtain at regular intervals. They're going to be using this 3 minutes to get as much of an advantage as they possibly can.
It almost reminds me of the opening part of a War Games match where you have to try and, outlast your competitor for as long as you can in just terms of endurance, except pinfalls and submissions do count. A big springboard forearm by Cruella to start this matchup. I'm going to be honest, I really like to see the variation on match styles in which the female fighting championship is being defended, because we saw it recently in the Elimination Chamber back at Mortal Kombat, and now we've got a gauntlet match for it as well.
Yeah, changing it up. I mean, it used to be it was a staple that it was going to be an 8 or 10 woman battle royal to determine who was going to be either the retaining or new female fighting champion, but mixing it up here, putting a little more emphasis, I think, too, on the fighting portion of the title belt as well, because it can be pretty easy to wear somebody down. Obviously, there's strategy involved, but it's pretty easy to wear somebody down, throw them up over the top rope. But in this type of a matchup, you absolutely have to strategize. You have to pace yourself. I think it puts a little bit more emphasis on what that title is all about.
Absolutely, and it's going to get a lot more difficult when a lot more competitors start entering the ring at the same time. You very well could have that happen. 3 minutes, it's a while, but it's not that long.
Of course, as well, a lot going on in the women's division here in FWE. Mulan, the new women's world champion, waiting to see who her #1 contender will be. We won't know that until the go-home show for Fallout, where Elizabeth Swan, Poison Ivy, Moana, and Black Widow will be in a fatal 4-way #1 contenders match. We also know there will be 4 women that will be battling for the brand new Cozy Cone Cruiserweight Championship at Fallout. Half the field's been determined there. Ellie and Susan Storm have advanced. We're still yet to find out who the other 2 competitors are going to be.
Here we
will
go.
Find out our 3rd competitor here. I kind of missed my cue. I have a 10-syllable sentence here about the 10 beats of the Bataram, but if we end up seeing that again, I'll definitely use it here. But I believe our next qualifying matchup for that Cozy Cone Cruiserweight Championship is going to be this upcoming Thursday night on FWE. And you see these 2 to the outside here. Gauntlet match. There's no counters. There's no disqualifications. So we could see a lot of this action taking place just as much outside the ring as inside.
That steel chair could have done a little bit of extra damage if they were able to successfully use it. Instead, it's on the floor, but landing on it can still cause damage. Here we go, our first countdown.
See who's coming in at entry number 3. It's going to be one half of Disney Strong Style. Esmeralda as Cruella into the cover here on Autumn Brooks to put her away. Autumn going to kick out, but if Cruella had been able to do that, it would have been a one-on-one between her and Esmeralda. Wouldn't have had to deal with now a triple threat.
Triple threat that will become a fatal 4-way soon if there's no pinfall. Big knee to the head, and now Esmeralda with the attack from behind, and there's the new dimension you've got to add to the match as Esmeralda going into the cover on Autumn. Quick kick out. Not even a 1 count.
Yeah, remember both Cruella and Autumn have been in the ring for 3 minutes. Esmeralda's coming in fresh, can take advantage of the situation, and you got to think as well that could kind of make you a target from these other 2, realizing you're the fresher individual and trying to take you out of the equation.
Absolutely, but I think it's also worth keeping in mind that now the extra dimension is added to the point where you have to pay attention to another competitor. You have to keep your head on a swivel. I think that forearm just barely connected. It might have taken a little bit out of Cruella, but it was enough to send Autumn outside of the ring. There's another springboard.
We are just a few short weeks away from FWE Fallout on December 4th, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're starting to kind of compile the card here. Really, the only matchup that we absolutely know is going to be taking place at this point in time, at least that we know the competitors are, is going to be our main event where you're taking Dylan Young on in that Extreme Rules match for the Triwizard Championship. We know half the field for the Cozy Cone Cruiserweight Championship, but it seems like in a short amount of time, a lot more is going to have to culminate before we officially know all the matchups we're going to see in the show after Paramount. Not sure if that was a splash or a knee by Esmeralda. Cover here on Autumn Brooks. Referee Ernest Wright took a little bit of time getting around there to see if the shoulders were down, and Autumn will kick out at 1.
And you notice Cruella left that whole exchange alone. You're not going to see people rushing up to break up pinfalls or submissions in a gauntlet match. Every elimination helps the odds of the ones who aren't eliminated, as there's some kind of a flatliner, I think, to Esmeralda.
And surprising, she didn't go for the cover there. She instead went after Autumn Brooks. To your point, I'm not sure Autumn would have broken up that pinfall had Cruella gone for the cover. Springboard forearm by Autumn Brooks. Again, Cruella and Autumn is a spear there to the outside. They started this matchup. Esmeralda came in at entry number 3. We should be approaching shortly entry number 4 coming out here as Esmeralda's got herself a steel chair.
I almost wonder if Autumn and Cruella are a little bit more focused on each other, knowing how long they've been in the matchup, knowing that they're going to be a little bit more worn down than their other competitors. So I'm thinking maybe they have the best odds to eliminate each other. Here comes our next countdown. We're about to see entry number 4 in this match.
All this action on the outside. You cannot go for a pinfall or submission here. It has to take place inside the ring, but you can certainly do as much damage as you want, as here comes a former female fighting champion and Katniss Everdeen at number 4.
This will be interesting because we've seen Katniss's tag team partner Ellie already qualify for that Women's Cruiserweight Championship match. Now Katniss, the other half of that tag team, trying to get some championship gold around her waist.
Blue Thunderbomb by Autumn Brooks could eliminate Katniss right out of the gate, and boy, that would have been a statement maker there if Katniss was gone within, what, about 30 seconds of entering into the ring.
Probably less. Now, though, this is where you're going to start to see this match really ramp up as we just keep adding and adding competitors into the matchup without any eliminations. Ooh, big clothesline. Cruella could be done.
Cover is in here on Cruella. Referee Ernest Wright trying to get through that battle between Autumn Brooks and Esmeralda to get to that cover. That might have actually cost a little bit of time there. Cruella got saved because Ernest Wright couldn't get past Brooks and Esmeralda.
She had just enough time to kick out as it took Ernest a little bit too long trying to get through the sea of humanity. Oh, low blow.
Low blow from Cruella to Esmeralda. Cover is in to eliminate Esmeralda from this gauntlet, and somehow Esmeralda gets the shoulder up. It's all legal here in a gauntlet match.
Normally I've got thoughts about those things, but, in a gauntlet match, it's totally legal, so you got to do what you got to do. Here comes a kendo stick.
Oh, and Esmeralda up over the top rope there. Senton takes Cruella down.
Esmeralda and Katniss were both on the victorious ends of those exchanges, and now Katniss being set back inside the ring. There's a face buster, though, by Cruella. Look out! Katniss dove ringside, and nobody was home. Right back up to her feet, though, but she missed that kick. Might still be a little bit disoriented after missing that dive, and now after that kick from Autumn.
Oh, suicide dive there from Esmeralda. Comes up short.
Again, nobody home on that dive.
I'm not sure who she was even aiming at there. Maybe for Cruella.
Ringside interactions about as long as they can possibly go. Everybody's down except for Cruella.
Flying senton from Autumn Brooks. I think she may have gotten her Her feet may have connected a bit with Cruella, but I think that for the most part, she took a lot of the impact on the floor. It's a big pump kick there from Cruella. Autumn is down. Bulldog from Katniss, and here comes entry number 5.
Still no eliminations, and now the champion, Yzma, entering the matchup.
Not an ideal draw. Oh my gosh, and not an ideal situation as Katniss with a big boot didn't even let Yzma come all the way down the ramp.
Welcome to the action. Not the greatest odds ever if you're entering at number 5 as the champion, but not the worst either. I mean, the whole aspect of this title belt is one against everyone, but I mean, at number 5, I don't know.
Consider this fact as well. You already alluded to when the Female Fighting Championship was defended inside of the Elimination Chamber. Shigo was the champion at that time. Yzma the champion here with this gauntlet match. How much different is it got to be for you in terms of mental strategy when you have to defend the title in a matchup like this, where in the past it was always you just basically had to strategize for an over-the-top rope battle royal?
It's a lot different because now you have to take somebody down with, you have to get them incapacitated long enough so that they don't kick out of a 3 count, or they end up tapping out to a submission. So it's a lot different because you have to wear your opponents down a whole lot more, and as more and more competitors get added to the matchup, it's just going to get more and more chaotic. Here comes the steel chair to the head of the champion.
Yzma down after the shot from Autumn Brooks. Again, all 5 women on the outside of the ring. Pinfall submission for an elimination has to take place inside of the ring. Halfway through this field, 5 women still to come out here, and of course as well, it's kind of the question of who ended up getting the lucky draw is going to come out last. Much like in a Royal Rumble, when you come out the freshest, your odds are increased of winning that type of matchup. Same here in a gauntlet match. I mean, in the case there where we ended up seeing Yzma come out at entry number 5, that means that Cruella and Autumn Brooks, who came in 1 and 2, have been in this matchup already for 12 minutes. Cover here by Yzma.
The background.
On Cruella, and Cruella's gone.
There's our first elimination, and we could have another one as Esmeralda's being put into the sleeper hold.
Chicken wing, I believe, there by Autumn Brooks, has the left arm locked in behind the back. Might have released the hold there. I didn't really see Esmeralda slip out of it, but as you see Cruella head to the back, that's the deficit of coming in at an early entry.
Oh! Huge Superman punch.
And Autumn Brooks, who came in at number 2, could be gone. Oh! Got the shoulder up at 2.
How she had enough wherewithal to kick out after that. And a huge kick now.
Former female fighting champion against current female fighting champion there with Katniss and Yzma. Blue Thunder Bomb! But Autumn doesn't go for the cover.
Now she does.
Now looking for the cover here on Katniss to eliminate her as entry number 6 comes out. It's Maleficent, and Katniss is eliminated.
Oh, keep your eye out on the entrance ramp. Welcome to the match, Maleficent. Getting tossed back towards the ring by Esmeralda.
Maleficent, one of the more deceptively powerful women here on the roster. Hold on! Chicken wing locked in here on the champion. If Yzma taps out, we're guaranteed a new champion here tonight. Oh, fights out of it there. That's not an easy submission to get out of, and now locks in a submission of her own. The bear hug on Autumn Brooks.
Autumn gonna fight her way out of it as well. I mean, the entry, the match entry between these two, it's not that big of a difference, but Autumn's been in this one since the very beginning. Look out in the middle of the ring.
Again, chicken wing locked in. Second time Yzma's been trapped in that submission, nowhere near the ropes, though I don't believe there's rope breaks in a gauntlet match. Reverse GTS there from Esmeralda to Maleficent. Maleficent's down. Esmeralda did not go for the cover, instead going to focus her attention on Yzma. There's the flatliner.
That could be it.
Maleficent, the freshest individual, could be out here, and she is. Oh, and a super kick. Autumn Brooks now down, looking for back-to-back eliminations is Esmeralda, and Esmeralda is an elimination machine right now.
just like that, I think we're down to 2. Obviously not done yet. Still a lot more people to come out into this matchup, but this could be a massive opportunity.
No way. Going for a third elimination, trying to take the champion out as she does.
Are you kidding me?
A trifecta of eliminations by Esmeralda. Because of that, standing alone, the timer automatically begins. Here comes entry number 7.
And we're guaranteed a new champion.
Gonna be one half of the Black Pearl crew, Angelica Teach. Her tag team partner gonna be that #1 contenders match for the Women's World Championship in the go-home show to Fallout.
They were not wasting any time. You saw as soon as Angelica entered the ringside area from the entrance ramp, they immediately met outside of the ring. Now they're in the ring.
I think the most incredible thing for me right there, that whole series for Esmeralda, she came in entry number 3. Autumn Brooks, who she eliminated, came in at entry number 2, but Maleficent and Yzma were 5 and 6. She's been in the match a lot longer than those two and was able to put them away in quick succession.
I mean, that's very, very impressive, especially in a match stipulation like this. What are we setting up for here?
I'm not sure, but it's not going to end well, I think, for either one of these two women. Oh, gosh! Top rope, Poison Rana. And it is indeed awesome here in the Fantasy Dome. Female Fighting Championship on the line. Here's the cover after that Poison Rana. Esmeralda could be done and kicks out at 2.
Esmeralda has been the Iron Woman in this matchup so far, but going to take a little bit more than that. Oh! Top rope moonsault.
Yzma's been eliminated. We're guaranteed a different champion here tonight. I believe, based off the list I was given, only one other woman that has previously held the title is still left to enter into this matchup, so we could have a brand new champion. It could be Angelica, who looks to eliminate Esmeralda, and another kick out after the moonsault.
Esmeralda determined to stay alive in this matchup after everything she's done so far. Angelica doesn't quite have enough to put her away just yet, but she's got the momentum in her favor. Can't stay distracted too long, focusing on the crowd.
Remember, we saw the timer immediately begin when Esmeralda was the last woman standing in the ring after those 3 back-to-back-to-back eliminations. As nice corkscrew splash there by Angelica, going back up to the top.
Oh, thought better of it, went for the drop kick instead. Look out.
Now setting up here. Oh, Esmeralda with the block. And now springboard forearm from Esmeralda. But I was going to mention, as soon as Angelica came out, the 3-minute timer began once again. Hold the phone. Reverse GTS by Esmeralda. Looking for her 4th elimination in this gauntlet match. And Angelica gets out at 2.
We're about to have a pseudo triple threat again as our next countdown has begun.
This is entry number 8 coming in here. Well, I mentioned she's in it, so your pun still hit true. Ursula, the powerhouse, coming in here as a cover in by Esmeralda, and another kick out at 2 by Angelica.
It almost wasn't a triple threat. We almost had an elimination right before Ursula got to the ring.
This is a scary prospect. A fresh Ursula in at entry number 8.
Boom.
Just mows Esmeralda down.
Ursula going to be a much more of a powerhouse compared to the other 2 women in this matchup right now.
And again, normally in a battle royal, as it looked like Angelica was trying to stop Ursula there. Ursula still hits the splash, and
she broke up the pin.
That's surprising. I'm not sure why Angelica would do that, as now...
Look at the strength.
Oh,
man.
hits the moneymaker. Cover in. Is Esmeralda, or make that Ursula gone already? No, kicks out at 2. That would have been huge if Angelica had taken Ursula out, but I'm kind of with you. I'm shocked she broke that pinfall up. Unless she doesn't want to be one-on-one with Ursula. Maybe feels there's safety in numbers.
I mean, maybe. Maybe there was just a bit of frustration, too, that she wasn't able to connect on that attack from the top rope. Now,
I think that was a reverse Hurricane Rana right there, almost a poison Rana. Had to shift her positioning off the top rope.
It was very, very effective, and now Esmeralda almost got sent into those steel steps. And now Ursula clearly the one in charge here.
I was going to mention about Ursula, you know, normally in a battle royal, you're the one that everybody targets. But in this type of a matchup, you got to think that being a powerhouse, that in a way, it helps you in the fact that you're able to dish out as much offense as you want, and when you're done, you can go for a pinfall rather than having to deal about throwing somebody up over the top rope. As looking for a suicide cross body. I think she connected, but it didn't have much effect there for Angelica Teach. Again, also remember here, I don't know if she's going to win this thing, but the showing from Esmeralda, she came in at entry number 3. She's been in this match for nearly 18 minutes now, has eliminated 3 women in this gauntlet match.
I mean, you know, like you said, I don't know if she's going to win it, but if she's unsuccessful tonight, you almost got to wonder, does that maybe open some eyes backstage and maybe put her in contention for some other singles titles?
You certainly have to think so. Super kick to Ursula. Looking to eliminate the powerhouse here, and does. That's the 4th elimination for Esmeralda.
Well, there's my point proven right there. That super kick was all it took to eliminate the powerhouse of this matchup, and now only a few more participants. Here comes another one.
This will be entry number 9. Only 2 women left to come out from behind that curtain. And it's going to be the other former female fighting champion, Shigo. Lost the title at Elimination Chamber, won the title at Elimination Chamber, lost it to Yzma in a battle royal, looking to gain the title back. Great entry here for one half of Toxic Attraction.
Fantastic entry, and there's no massive steel structure surrounding the ring. She has free roam to do whatever she feels is necessary to win this matchup and get that championship back around her waist.
Female fighting champion has been held by 6 individuals, including Shigo. Twice it's been held by Nebula and Harley Quinn. If Shigo's able to win the title tonight, she would join those 2 as a multi-time holder of the belt.
Oh, went for a double axe handle right next to our commentary table, but just missed. The thing that concerns me, as impressive as Esmeralda has been in this matchup, I think the one thing that concerns me is the longer she goes, the more worn down she's going to become.
Exactly.
And that could be a very big issue, because we're reaching the point now where one big move, one big finisher is all it's going to take to send her out of this matchup.
Oh, gosh, just like that. High flying over the top rope, seated senton by Shigo. And now Angelica and Esmeralda down here on the outside. Shigo standing tall.
Well, my points are being proven in real time as Esmeralda was just delivered into the steel steps.
Again, one more woman back there, reaping the benefits of being the 10th and final entry. We know that there's going to be at least potentially 4 women left, unless we get ourselves an elimination here before that 10th entry comes out.
Esmeralda still holding her own.
All these women have been in the tag team division as well. Of course, Angelica with her tag team partner Elizabeth Swan, Esmeralda with her tag team partner Kita, and of course as well a former tag team champion along with her partner Kim Possible and Shigo.
This matchup, again, the longer it goes, the more worn down they're going to become. And that DDT isn't going to do Shigo any favors.
Shigo, the freshest of them, coming in at entry number 9. Angelica Teach was in at entry 7.
Ooh,
Esmeralda was the first one out from behind the curtain with the timer at entry number 3. And again, Shigo over the top. I believe the top of her boot may have connected with the forehead of Esmeralda, but she took a lot of that impact to the floor as well.
She did. It took just a minute, but she was eventually sent to the ground. And another reversal by Esmeralda. She's been reversing all these attacks.
The fact she's still standing is incredible in and of itself, let alone fighting.
She just got dumped back into the ring, and she could be in a dangerous spot. Oh! Snow White's going to be entry number 10.
It's a senton herself, does Esmeralda. Snow White, she may be the fairest of them all. I'd say she's the luckiest of them all here tonight. Getting that final entry in, coming in as the freshest.
Sometimes a little bit of luck can do you a whole lot of favors.
So looking at the field right now, Shigo is the only woman that has formerly held the female fighting champion. As a matter of fact, she's the only woman out of these four that's held a title at all here in FWE. Opportunity for both, for Snow White, for Esmeralda, for Angelica Teach to hold their very first title here in Fantasy Wrestling Entertainment. Shigo going up top.
Oh, I don't know if she knew exactly who to target.
Super kick from Esmeralda to Snow White. There is no way this is a fifth elimination. Kick out at 2.
It nearly was. And another super kick, this one from Shigo.
Trying to eliminate Angelica Teach. And Angelica's gone. We're down to 3.
But now you turn around and you're faced with the most dominant competitor in this matchup so far. And Shigo was able to kip up from that flatliner. Now a moonsault up the middle rope.
I mean, did you see that? That shows the exhaustion right there. Esmeralda hit the flatliner. Oh, hold the phone. Super kick there from Shigo to Snow White to bring it down to 2 remaining. And Snow White's gone. Forget that advantage of number 10. It's null and void.
And Shigo immediately landed a drop kick to Esmeralda. You could argue Esmeralda has been the most dominant. Well, that's not even arguing. She's probably, I think what you should be arguing is she's probably the most deserving in this matchup.
Has absolutely run the gauntlet in every sense of the word. Shigo, obviously the freshest. Springboard forearm there by Esmeralda. Can she pull this off against a former female fighting champion? Cover is in. Can she run the entire gauntlet? No. Kick out at 2 by Shigo.
Don't want to discount the former champion trying to get her title back, but man, it's going to be hard to take down Esmeralda unless you catch her at the right time.
Shot to the gut. Esmeralda has been in this thing now for nearly a half hour. Shigo came in at entry number 9. She's been in for a little under 10 minutes. Huge difference in the amount of time spent, energy spent, punishment taken. Shigo up to the top. Hits the double stomp to the gut.
That could be it.
To be a 2-time female fighting champion here in FWE. And Shigo will do it.
Esmeralda coming so close to getting the job done, but it was not enough in the end. The former female fighting champion recaptures her title here tonight.
Harley Quinn, Nebula, and now Shigo can claim multi-time female fighting champion here in FWE. She won the title back at Mortal Kombat Inside Elimination Chamber. First time in a gauntlet match, she is victorious once again. Congratulations to Shigo, the new Hero of China female fighting champion. We take one step closer to Fallout. We'll see you next Thursday night for the next episode of FWE.